Our goal has been to provide you with the best service in town at an affordable price. We offer free towing on all insurance claims, military discount, and free estimate. At Right One, customer satisfaction is our driving force. We realize that you have a choice where you take your car. Make the right choice. Right One Paint and Body.
At the Stone and Patio Shop at the Tile Center, we have the largest selection of natural stone in the area. You'll find a matchless variety of landscape and building stone in colors you want, from pebbles to boulders, cobblestone to slate, by the pound or by the pallet. Located in downtown Augusta at 13th and Riddle Street, visit the Stone and Patio Shop at the Tile Center today and you'll find what you're looking for and more.
Encouragement, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life.
You're watching Fox Sports South.
Sun setting here in Hoover, Alabama at the 2009 SEC Baseball Tournament. It's Elimination Friday. Loser goes home in this one. We are scoreless, and the big reason is our two pitchers, Nolan Belcher of South Carolina and that man, Lewis Coleman of LSU, who has retired 8 consecutive. And he has been just off the charts all season long. Look at his ERA at 2.99. Opponents hit just a measly 211. And you can add 4 more strikeouts to that 105. He has 109 now on the year, and his 10 wins, of course, lead the league. As we move to the 4th, I will turn it over to Larry Conley.
Thank you, Dave Neal. And we do go to the 4th. 0-1-0. 0-1-0. That's what the line score says for both LSU and South Carolina. We'll be looking at LSU's hitting order of the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Blake Dean, Micah Gibbs, and Mikey Matuk. There's some of the crowd on hand. It's a nice evening in Hoover, Alabama. Here for Game 10 of the SEC Baseball Tournament. Belcher's ready. He delivers a pitch on the outside for a ball, 1-0. One of these two clubs is going to have to head home after this is over with. The other one will advance tomorrow to play the University of Georgia. LSU, the #1 seed in this tournament, finished up the season, at least right now. They are 42-16, but they finished up the SEC season at 20-10. They were co-SEC champions with Ole Miss. University of Florida won the Eastern Division. The Gators lost today, and they are on their way back to Gainesville. Ole Miss and Alabama have also gone home. The pitch outside, 4 pitches to Dean, and all 4 were balls, and he trots on down to first. They'll bring up Micah Gibbs, the catcher.
Catcher number 33, Micah Gibbs.
Here's the Western Division standings. LSU and Ole Miss again co-SEC champions. Alabama finished up at 18-11, a good year for Jim Wells' club. And Arkansas, Auburn, and Mississippi State in the bottom half of the Western Division. Alabama played very well. They ran into some problems going to Auburn as Auburn beat them 2 out of 3 down there, and Alabama came back and won the Sunday affair. Finally got their bats untracked. Auburn's pitching was outstanding that last weekend. So Blake Dean's down at first for LSU. Micah Gibbs, the catcher. He was a strikeout victim, the first that Belcher got back in the 3rd. Excuse me, back in the 2nd. South Carolina, the #5 seed in this tournament, 38-20 right now. As we just showed you, they were 17-13 in the SEC. There's that breaking ball, that over-the-top curve. It's got a big hump in it. He throws it from about a 3/4 arm release, and then when it comes down, it comes shoulder to knee. 0-2 to Gibbs. Blake Dean on first base with the first walk issued by Belcher. Breaking ball again. That one stayed outside. Gibbs a switch hitter. Really nice to have a switch hitting catcher. Out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Hits a ball toward right field. At his back and makes the catch for the first out here in the fourth. He gets the ball back in, and Mikey Gibbs will head back to the dugout. Mikey Matuk, the center fielder, will be up.
You know, I've been watching Belcher pitches a couple times. It's like the third time I've seen Belcher throw, and it's been fun to watch him evolve. And you talk to Ray Tanner and Mark Calvey, the pitching coach at South Carolina. You know, they were throwing him out there into the fire because he needed to learn how to pitch in this league. And I think that's a lot about what the first half of the season was for him, was learning how to pitch at this level. You know, certain guys you want to challenge, certain guys you don't. He's a fiery competitor, and sometimes his emotion, and he'd try to just pump a fastball in on a guy that, you know what, don't pump the fastball on him. It's okay if you walk that guy.
It's just learning how to pitch. Some guys never learn.
Right. And some guys can pump the fastball, and they're not going to hit it. But Belcher's not one of those guys. He's got to really, you know, he's got to work the zone. He's not going to overpower you. He's got a good curveball. He's got to change his speed.
There's a weakly hit ground ball headed towards short. Cut off. Not cut off. No way the play was made. The third baseman came up with it. Andrew Crisp had nowhere to go with the ball.
You know, 9 times out of 10, Larry, you say the third baseman needs to make that play. Always cut it off. It's the shortest route. In that situation, though, I think that should have been Bobby Haney's ball. I think the angle by Crisp, he almost had to make a complete shoulder turn to make the throw to first, whereas Haney kind of attacked the baseball and would have had an easier play. Look at it. You know, 9 times out of 10, that's the third baseman's ball.
Yeah.
And that's the one time it's not.
Good hustle that time. Matuk getting down the line. His second infield single. In fact, the only 2 hits LSU has so far. Sean Ochenko, the first baseman, stands in with runners at first and second. There's a breaking ball inside for a ball, 1-0. I would agree with you, but most of the time, the third baseman moving in that direction toward first base is going to make that play. But he had to go a long, long way to get that one.
And the angle at which he was going as well. He was almost going away from first.
Here's a strike. The Tigers with runners at first and second now. Ochenko with a good year. 326, 44 runs batted in, 7 home runs. Looks at the pitch on the outside part of the plate. A slow curve, just caught the outside corner. Ochenko, the junior, plays first base tonight, catches occasionally. He and Micah Gibbs have kind of shared that position behind the dish. So Belcher's ahead in the count, 1-2. High fastball, fouled back. Jared Mitchell will follow Ochenko. One down here in the fourth. We've got nothing but goose eggs up there. Couple of infield singles for LSU. Matuk has both of them. And Whit Merrifield started the game off for South Carolina with a single. And he was erased on a double play. So it has been all pitching, at least to this point. Nolan Belcher and Lewis Coleman putting on a good exhibition of good, strong arms. And 2 guys that are total opposite in their physiques.
Yes.
One's 5'8", and the other one's 6'3". There's a breaking ball. Headed toward third. Picked up. Crisp throws it across, and here's the second out. Both runners advance. So Ochenko's down, third to first. 2 away. Both runners advance. Dean moves to third, and Matuk is down at second. Jared Mitchell, the right fielder, stands in. He was hit by a pitch, hit in the helmet, which sent him to first base back in the second. He was left stranded.
Mark Calvey out to talk to his pitcher Nolan Belcher. Mark probably calling this game tonight. Sometimes when Justin Dallas is behind the plate, Justin will call the game. They will let him call the pitches. But with Enders in there, I think, and a young pitcher like Belcher, I think Mark Calvey probably making those calls here tonight in that South Carolina dugout.
Dave, what do you think about the decision of Jared Mitchell to give up football and just concentrate on baseball? Pretty good move on his part.
Well, I think he realized where his future was, and that's a decision that he made.
Sure,
you know, we
absolutely.
talked about in that first game about so often guys that are talented and can do two sports, they're not the ones making the decision. It's somebody else taking away that opportunity for them. But I think in this case, Jared Mitchell made the decision that this is where my future lies if I want to be a professional athlete. And I don't have a problem when the student athlete makes that call. I just hate to see a college kid. So we lose sight of what college is about a lot of times. You know, we get caught up in this big business, this fast-paced world, and a lot of times, hey, you know what? The kid's a good football player. May not be great because he doesn't spend 100% of his time there, but he's good. And if he's a good baseball player, why not play both?
Here's Belcher's third pitch, fouled back into the net by Mitchell. Well, the other thing, too, is that, and you would know this better than I, that LSU's got a lot of good wide receivers.
They've had some talent.
And Mitchell was one of them, you know. Two down here in the fourth. Nolan Belcher trying to get out of this mini jam he's created right here. There's a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 2-2.
I've been here for a little over a day now, and I would say of the, let's just say 50 people have stopped me to talk to me about stuff, 45 have involved football.
No surprise. Here's Belcher's 2-2 pitch. Outside goes full. You know, this is one of those situations where you can really kind of pitch around Mitchell. And you got Helenihi, who's coming up next, who had that big pinch hit 3-run homer in the 7th inning to send Alabama home. But kind of pick your poison here. Which guy do you want to pitch to? And right now, Belcher's gone full with Mitchell. Let's see what he wants to do with this pitch. Batting. Good fastball. Down and in, and Mitchell chased it and missed it. Well, LSU put 2 runners on. They stranded a runner at third. They stranded a runner at second. South Carolina will come back. Good pitch by Belcher right here. He ran the fastball in. Little pump of the fist by Kyle Enders, the catcher. He continues to pitch well, does Belcher.
As fans of the SEC,
we share the bond of pride.
It's where generations of faithful have
Undying devotion to their teams.
Carrying flags,
Bearing colors.
and wearing passion on our sleeves.
I'm happy to be part of this SEC family.
I'm proud to pass on our rich tradition. Let's keep and preserve what is special.
Sportsmanship. We all have a part to play.
It's the 2009 SEC Baseball Championship. We are at Regions Park in Hoover, Alabama. Number 2 LSU, the number 1 seed in this tournament, taking on South Carolina, ranked number 25 and the number 5 seed. There we are in South Carolina's dugout right there. They lost a tough one this morning, approximately 1:30 a.m. to a Vanderbilt squad that has moved into the semifinals of this tournament, undefeated along with the Georgia Bulldogs. And right now, we're trying to determine who the other team is going to move in and play. We've already got Arkansas in there. Georgia and Vandy are both undefeated, and one of these two will go home, and the other one will move on. Whit Merrifield, who has the only hit so far, that Lewis Coleman has given up. Coleman delivers a high fastball for a ball. Coleman has faced the minimum after Merrifield got on through a single. He was erased in a double play on the ball hit by D'Angelo Mack. Pitch is down low for a ball. 2-0.
Merrifield, with that leadoff single, extended his hit streak to 10 games.
Coleman rocks and delivers. Merrifield hits it to straightaway center field. Mahtook comes on, reaches up and easily gloves it for the first out here in the fourth. I'll bring up the left fielder, D'Angelo Mack, as I indicated, hit into a double play back in the first. Mack with a terrific year, leads this team in hitting with a .364 average, second in home runs, second in runs batted in. He has had a terrific year. The junior out of West Columbia, South Carolina. Sends a foul ball to the left side.
D'Angelo Mack, a guy that came in here hot. He had a 17-game hit streak heading into this tournament. It has been since snapped
this morning.
Well, he has been a guy that's really kind of gutted it out throughout his career and gotten better each year.
Another foul ball to the left side. 0-2. Coleman continues to work ahead against the hitters at South Carolina, and I think it's one of the reasons why they have kind of kept off balance by this big rangy 6'3" or 6'3" thrower out there. You can see right there, and hits D'Angelo Mack with 84 on the year. He is the third Gamecock to lead the SEC in hits. D'Angelo Mack hitting from the left side. Coleman's ready. Here's that step across his body. Ground ball headed toward first. Nice pickup down there. Ochinko grabs it, tags the bag, and here's the second out. So Mack's retired. 2 up and 2 down here for the Gamecocks as Jackie Bradley Jr. stands in. The right fielder struck out back in the first inning. He was the first strikeout that Coleman registered. He's got 4 on the evening so far. Strike on the outside corner. Coleman looks very relaxed out there pitching into the 4th inning here. He's had a number of quality starts this year. This is a very solid and very poised pitcher. I think the deception of his delivery is what causes a lot of problems for batters, Dave, the way he comes across. I mean, he hides the ball so very well. I don't think batters really pick the ball up until he's made that complete turn. It's a pretty good shot right here. We may want to stay with this and watch and see. Well, it's from the first base side. If we could get it from the third base side, you'll get a good look at how he steps across and actually steps toward that third base dugout. There's a foul to the left side.
I think that is, obviously he has a lot of movement on his ball and he can throw his fastball in the early 90s. But I think there's a lot to be said for the fact that it's really hard to get a good look at that ball leaving his hands.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball inside. He runs the count full to Bradley. Nick Ebert, the first baseman, on deck. Ball hit fair right over that first base bag. Bradley turns first. He's heading into second. He'll coast in there with an easy double. Nice piece of hitting that time by Jackie Bradley, his 11th double of the year. Ochinko reached for it. It was just barely out of his grasp as he went right over that bag, and it was fair maybe just by inches.
Yeah, you know, I think that probably fooled maybe Ochinko a little bit. It was hard to tell how hard that ball was hit. It always is. The sound on these bats is generally the same. But he was able to sneak it underneath the glove, and Bradley Jr. can flat out run. The freshman has got a load of talent. There are so many good freshmen in this league.
Nick Ebert takes the first pitch for a strike. Ebert, the junior college player out of Central Florida Community College. Ray Tanner's been known to select a number of quality junior college players to play for him. As is Paul Maneri. Both guys have utilized the junior college ranks.
This is the matchup I was looking forward to tonight. The red-hot Nick Ebert, second in the league in home runs, against Lewis Coleman. The first round went to Coleman, who struck out Ebert.
Got him on a high fastball. Got him to chase that pitch that was up and out of the zone. You can see Ebert with that exaggerated crouch. And Coleman's ready. Just missed.
He gets right on top of the plate, Larry. He just gets down low, makes that strike zone appear to be a lot smaller, and tries to take away the inside part of that plate, making that zone so much tighter for pitchers, giving him an opportunity to really be selective at the plate.
Fouled back into the stands over the South Carolina dugout, about 8 or 9 rows up, and the guy makes a good catch. You know, the first couple of years you and I came over here, we challenged our fans to show us what you got. And that ball goes into the stands. Let's see some catches out there. That was a good one. Maybe we can reestablish that, you think? 2-2.
Well, my boys will be here this weekend, so let's not start this year.
Low and outside. Count goes full. You're witnessing two of the better performers in the Southeastern Conference in the world of college baseball. Lewis Coleman, Dave indicated, one of the best pitchers in all of college baseball, and he's facing one of the best hitters in all of college baseball. Here's the deciding pitch. Got him again. Call strike 3. Right over the inside part of the plate for the second time in a row. Nick Ebert down on strikes. Breaking ball. Got him on a hook. Oh, that was nice. Coleman's won those two. No score.
Rise and shine! Sit down, boy! You call yourself a buffalo wing! You're one pathetic piece of poultry! Now move it! Go, go, go! Move, move! Go, 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 go! Move! You can run, but you can't hide!
Texas Pete wing sauce.
In athletic competition and in the classroom, the SEC prepares its student athletes for life. I started swimming at the age of 5 in order to keep up with my older brother, but the lessons learned as an All-American swimmer for Auburn honed my true competitive spirit. As one of 12 nominees representing each SEC school, I am honored to be the 2008 McWhorter Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. Upon graduation, I will work toward my dream of becoming a doctor, filled with the memories of life in the SEC. The SEC, our future, is now.
Well, that says everything right there. That line score of 0-2-0 for both clubs. Some excellent pitching so far. Nolan Belcher and Lewis Coleman squaring off, and it has been nothing but a pitcher's duel. Hitters are really struggling to get something done. How about a flashback to some other players? How about Aaron Hill, the 2003 SEC Player of the Year? Had a great year with Toronto. He's hitting .340 at this point. Aaron Hill, another one of those good players that played in Baton Rouge. He was the 2003 SEC Player of the Year. But then they've had a few Players of the Year out of LSU. A lot of Tiger fans on hand here. We always get a good turnout at the SEC tournament from the folks of the state of Louisiana. Speaking of that, let's go down and watch Derek Kalanihi, the third baseman. So he looks at the first pitch for a ball from Nolan Belcher. I remember Aaron Hill. Look at he hit. There's a high fly ball to left field. Mack drifting back right in front of the track, and now he's kind of staggering a little bit out there. Going left, going right, coming forward. But he made the catch. One down here in the 5th. That wind is just something terrible out there tonight.
That's exactly what D'Angelo Mack was talking about, that wind is swirling up above the stadium. Getting updates that we're having gusts as much as 20 miles an hour.
Austin Nola, the shortstop, looks at the first pitch for a ball. Belcher to this point has given up 2 hits. Mikey Ma took both of them infield singles. There's a pitch that misses for a ball, 2-0. Everybody else on this LSU squad has not been able to deliver a hit. Jared Mitchell got on by getting hit by a pitch, and Blake Dean walked, and it's the only base runners that they've been able to put out there. 2-1. And we were threatened with a little bit of rain. We thought we were going to get some tonight, but we understand that it's moved south and is heading toward Montgomery. We'll let the state capitol handle all that. 2-2. Nola hitting out of the 9-hole. He'll be followed by P.J. LeMahieu. You know, Nola's been an interesting story, Dave. Since they inserted him in the lineup at shortstop, they have been winning and winning a lot of games. He sends a fly ball to center field. Merrifield coming forward. Wynn's got it, and he makes the catch.
These outfielders, this isn't a routine day for these guys. Not only is this a big ballpark with a lot of room to cover, but these pop flies that get up in the air like that and have a lot of hang time, well, you better stay on it and not take your eyes off it for any amount of time.
DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, 0 for 2. Well, the other thing too is that, you know, when you get fly balls like that, it makes you leery. I mean, you
get a little gun shy.
Yeah, you look up there and say, all right, now which way is it going to go? You lose that comfort level of knowing you've got it in your glove. There's a strike, 1-1. Belcher looking very calm, very relaxed, very poised to this point. Delivers an off-speed pitch outside. 2-1. Mayhew with that upright stance sends a foul ball to the right side, out of play. Yeah, the one thing about LeMahieu, and I've talked to the coaches about this, they talk about his even keel and his personality. He never gets too high, never gets too low. A really good clutch performer, though. Gets a lot of balls to the right side. Here's the 2-2. Got him. Belcher gets him. So once again, Nolan Belcher continues to perform. That is his 3rd strikeout of the game. He gets LeMahieu looking, and we will move to the bottom of the 5th. Well, we've got a good pitcher's duel here.
Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius XM. 69 commercial-free music channels. The most talk, news, and entertainment. Every major sport. New programming, new choices, new prices. Over 130 channels. Add the best of Sirius to your XM subscription or the best of XM to your Sirius subscription free for 3 months. Hear what over 35 million listeners can't get enough of. Sirius XM.
BJ Upton?
Hey.
Great series.
Ryan Howard. Awesome series. How do you do it?
Power. You get to the series with power.
You know how you get to the series? Speed.
You got to be able to hit homers.
What about stealing bases?
Championships are about offense.
Defense.
Offense.
Defense. Offense.
Change the game with Adidas baseball gear. Only at Dick's Sporting Goods.
I look better than you.
Once again, LSU and South Carolina locked up on a good one here in the Southeastern Conference Baseball Championship, the 2009 version, at Regions Park here in Hoover, Alabama. Lewis Coleman with 10 wins on the season, the most wins by any pitcher in the Southeastern Conference. He has been terrific. 110 strikeouts with the 5 he's got tonight. And here's a man that's matching him pitch for pitch. Nolan Belcher so far has had an awfully good outing. He has registered 3 strikeouts, and these two guys have given up only 2 hits so far this evening. Right now, Lewis Coleman will be facing the middle of the order, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for South Carolina. Jeffrey Jones, the DH, Andrew Crisp, the third baseman, and Kyle Enders, the catcher. Jones stands in, Coleman's ready. The 6-3 frame rocks, and he delivers. Outside corner for a strike.
Go figure, he throws a strike. I think that's 9 out of 18 first pitch strikes. 9 out of 19, maybe.
Here's the 0-1.
Belcher.
Foul back, 0-2.
Belcher was 8 out of 18, I believe, for Belcher, and it's 10 out of 14 first pitch strikes for Coleman.
We've got him with 53 pitches so far. We're talking about Coleman.
We got a 6-pitch first inning with a strikeout.
One and two. There's that slider hit right down to the first baseman Ochinko. He grabs it, steps on the bag, and there's the first out. So Jones is gone. It brings up Andrew Crisp, the third baseman.
Third baseman number 2, Andrew Crisp.
Crisp went down on a terrific slider back in the second inning. He was the third strikeout victim and ended the second inning. There's a fastball high and outside for a ball. 1-0. .320 on the year for this senior. He has been a terrific player in his career at South Carolina. There's a foul ball hit down the left side. 1-1.
And he's a guy that is a classic program guy. Whatever needed to be done, wherever he needed to play, Andrew Crisp was the guy.
Out of Greer, South Carolina. It's not too far from Clemson, as I recall. Here's Coleman's 1-1. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch.
There is no question that Coleman's best pitch tonight has been his slider, and he set it up with his fastball. I mean, his fastball has been good, but these guys haven't even come close to hitting that slider.
We may get a good angle here to watch him step across his body. Now watch that right leg. He goes straight across and he comes right back. Nice grab. Comes up throwing. Got the second out. Lewis Coleman fielding his position, gets Crisp as he goes down to up to down. The catcher Kyle Enders.
Another slider got him out, but you know that lead foot, that left foot, is going right toward the LSU dugout. He's been good. He has been
very good. Fastball high and outside. 1-0. I mean, you just don't win 10 games without being pretty good, you know. I mean, he came into this game throwing 90 1/3 innings. Before the season's over with, he will have thrown over 100 innings. And I always think it's of interest to me that when a guy steps out of conference play after all the scouting reports are done and everybody's had a chance to see him throw and they know what he does, now he will face up against some of the other competition in college baseball outside the SEC. I think a lot of teams are going to find him very perplexing and very tough to hit. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back into the stands. 1-2.
You know, also with the evolution of college baseball, Larry, in the last decade or so, the amount of games that are on television, you're able to scout a little bit more. Now, these clubs don't send out scouts like big leagues clubs, but you have tape, you have video you can go to and learn how to pitch certain guys. And I think LSU does a great job in that department.
Well, most everybody now has a staff of people that sit around and break tape down. There are no secrets. I mean, by the time you get midway through the season, most of these games are being televised, and a lot of people who break these tapes down are able to show you the minutia, if you will, of pitching. You know, the little tricks that they have. For this guy is just simply coming at you with a good fastball in the high 80s, low 90s, and a wicked slider.
Let's see if he throws it here.
And an occasional changeup. Got him. Right down the heart. Enders was looking for something breaking. He got him with a fastball. 3 up, 3 down. I could put that on tape for Lewis Coleman.
Yeah.
He has looked magnificent. We finished 5. Put him in the book.
Are you struggling to make your mortgage payment? Concerned with the thought of facing foreclosure? Our local agency may be able to offer counseling assistance.
I'm Pat Beauclair with Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Our agency has recently received a grant that enables us to counsel with families struggling to meet their mortgage obligation. You don't have to face this critical situation alone. Our certified counselors are just a phone call away.
Consumer Credit Counseling Service, a local agency, helping local people.
Affordable auto insurance, the lowest rates in town. Affordable auto insurance will keep your payments down. We're affordable.
I've been with Affordable Auto Insurance for over 12 years.
Affordable.
Now that's affordable.
Yeah, affordable.
Fantastico.
Don't pay too much. Just get in touch with Affordable Auto Insurance.
There's low, lower, and affordable.
Affordable Auto Insurance.
30 minutes. It's the final score.
Your teams, your network, Fox Sports South.
For those of you who have been with us since the beginning, no reason for you to leave now. This is about as much fun as it gets in a college baseball game. And if you haven't been with us and you're just joining us, we're seeing a great pitching duel. Lewis Coleman right here with a nice slider. He has been terrific. Most of his stuff has been breakers, and most of it has been the fastball up. He's gotten the Gamecocks to chase a lot of pitches. He has struck out 6. On the other side, Nolan Belcher has been terrific too. This is our Arby's game summary. It is Lewis Coleman and Nolan Belcher to this point dominating this baseball game, as both of these guys have given up only 2 hits. No runs scored so far. And this little guy right here, all 5'8", 155 pounds of him, is battling Lewis Coleman pitch for pitch as we move to the 6th. Ryan Schiff, the left fielder, stands in. He looks at the first pitch for a strike. Dave, this might be as entertaining the first 5 innings as we've had all season. These 2 guys have been remarkable. Here's the 0-1.
It has been the best pitched first 5 innings we've had all season.
No question.
Yeah, these guys have been really, really good.
Schiff in the hole, 0-2. He is 0 for 2 tonight.
And we're talking about these guys are doing it against good hitting teams. South Carolina came in here just pounding the baseball.
There's Ray Tanner.
His club built, you know, their park, whether it was the old Sarge Fryer or the new Carolina Stadium, his clubs have always been built for power. They've had home run ballparks. You're not going to see a lot of stolen bases from South Carolina. They're going to get a guy on and try to hit the 2-run or 3-run blast.
Schiff trying to get a gapper here if he can. He is known for his gap hitting. Here's Belcher's delivery. Got him. Outside corner. Rack up number 4 for strikeouts for Nolan Belcher.
Well, Belcher not to be outdone. Goes fastball, paints the black on the plate. He's thrown a lot of curveballs, and I think that some of these LSU batters are waiting for that. It's kind of been his out pitch. And a good call from Mark Calvey, bringing the heat.
Here's Blake Dean, the designated hitter. A little outside for a ball, 1-0.
How about Belcher? He's had 8 flyouts, 4 groundouts, and 4 strikeouts. Coleman on the other side, 1 flyout, 8 groundouts, and 6 Ks.
You know what this points up? That you can pitch a game in a lot of different ways. You got Coleman in there with the overpowering stuff, and Belcher is just working these guys to death. Pop up to the left side. Chris wandering over near the stands. It's about 8 rows up. Not only is their physical stature different, but also their pitching approach is different. We've seen Coleman with that hard slider and a very moving fastball and an occasional change. But it's Belcher using all of his pitches and really spotting the ball a lot more than I think Coleman does. Coleman just comes at you. Belcher likes to move it in and out. Here's his pitch, just outside for a ball.
That was his 90th pitch of the game. But like I said, he's thrown over 100 a few times. It's not a big deal for him. Matter of fact, he's coming off a game where he threw, I think, just a shade over 100 pitches in 6 1/3 against Georgia, which is a lot of pitches for that. But he had 11 strikeouts, a career high in that game. Picked up the win against the Dogs. And 2 weeks earlier, he picked up a win against Vanderbilt. Went 7 1/3, had 5 strikeouts in that one.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball headed to left field. Base hit. Now Dean delivers the first base hit out of the infield. As he goes down to first base, and will bring up Micah Gibbs, the catcher.
Well, Blake Dean's just a hitter, folks. That's what he does. And he shows you a good. He took what was a bad pitch and turned it into a positive. And if Blake Dean continues his tear like he has over the last 30-something games, where he's hitting .377 and drove in a ton of runs, if he continues on that tear, that is just going to be a huge lift for LSU.
There's a ball headed toward right center in the gap on the warning track. Picked up out there by Merrifield. Here comes the runner around third. Here's the relay, not in time. Blake Dean scores the first run of this evening. Give Micah Gibbs his 34th run batted in and his 13th double.
Back-to-back hits for the number 3 and number 4 guys in this LSU lineup as Gibbs extends his hit streak to 11 games with this double. Got a pitch a little bit outside, but up in the zone. Had a little backspin on it and died right in front of Whit Merrifield. And Blake Dean knew from the moment that left the bat that was going to get in, so he did not hesitate, and he was able to score all the way from first base.
Mikey Matuk stands in now with the runner at second base. Gibbs with a short lead. Excuse me, swing, foul ball back into the stands, 0-1. The LSU team can strike quickly. LSU with 4 hits. Matuk has 2 of them, and neither one of them have left the infield. Runner at second now, runner in scoring position, and only 1 out. 1-1.
Nolan Belcher in high school, Larry, went 47-2. He had 516 strikeouts in 282 innings.
Oh my goodness.
That gets
past the catcher. Enders couldn't find it. He looked down and it was already behind him about 15 feet. Moving over to third is Gibbs. He reached down and there was nothing down there. Got by him about 20 feet and Gibbs is in scoring position. See how Ray Tanner plays this with his defense. He's going to bring him in. He wants to shut off this run if he can. Here's the 2-1. Strike inside corner.
Good pitch. Attacked Matuk with an inside fastball.
David, that's what I'm talking about. He works the inside half and outside half of the plate as well as anybody. You set up, you look for an outside pitch, he'll come inside like he did then. Here's his 2-2. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. So Gibbs scores the second run of the evening. LSU takes a 2-0 lead.
You know what? He got what he wanted, a ground ball. He just happened to hit it right back up the gut. And I mean, you're begging for a ground ball there if you're not going to get the strikeout, and he got it, and it's just past the glove of Belcher. And another RBI for Mikey Matuk. That's 27. And then how about the third hit of the game for Mikey?
Well, I like the way this guy plays.
How about Matuk, Dean, and Gibbs? That'd be 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. They're 4 out of 8 today with a couple of RBIs. The rest of the team, 0 for 13 with 3 Ks.
Hard to fault Nolan Belcher right now. He's only given up 5 hits. And only 1 extra base hit. And he's thrown 98 pitches to this point.
I think the coaching staff at South Carolina, as Mark Calvin heads back to that dugout, they would love for him to get out of this inning before they have to go and get him.
Sean Lochinko, the first baseman, 0 for 2. Still only 1 down. There's a strike. Matuk over first base, 8 of 11 in stolen bases this year. Throw over. Belcher would love to elicit another ground ball. This one preferably one of his infielders. Lochinko having a good year. 326 coming in. There's a shot to left field. Mack back. He's got it measured. He's got it in his glove. 2 down.
I think these outfielders like it when the ball's hit kind of on a line. They got a pretty good read on it. It's the ones that get up high above the tree line that have been causing these guys all kinds of problems today. There's the story with Belcher at his pitch count. 100 as he is 1 out away from getting through 6 innings.
They bring up the right fielder, Jared Mitchell. Mitchell was hit by a pitch back in the second and struck out in the 4th. Matuk with a pretty good lead over there. There he goes. They've got him picked off. The throw down. Got him. Caught stealing. Mikey Matuk. Good play by Belcher that time. The toss over to the first baseman, Ebert, and the throw down to Haney, and he applies the tag. But not before. LSU put 2 runs on the board. They had 3 hits. Nobody left on. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th.
Millions of fans, 8 decades of history, 20 men's and women's sports, 12 universities. One site brings them all together. SECSports.com. Scores, stats, and live streaming content. Exclusive real-time coverage of SEC championships, SEC fans, and SECSports.com. Some things just click.
Oh, game day.
Yeah, like your breakfast.
Birdwood, your new car's rolling.
It's not stolen. I just bought it.
It's gonna hit that truck. There's no need to swear. Hot car, huh?
It's on fire.
Do you have new car replacement? Call Allstate to sign up today. Are you in good hands?
There's a shot from the right field camera, straight down the line toward home plate.